Hi, it's Kathy from Raven Vintage. Let's make a floating pocket. You're not going to believe how easy this project is, how quickly they come together. It's a great project for mass making or bulk making. I got the idea from Shabby Dabby Doodah. The ones that I have done so far, I've been using the Basic Journal Pages kit in Steely Blue. It's just a kit full of a bunch of different blue tones and patterns. And this is I've printed them double-sided on just regular copy paper, 20-pound printer paper. Nothing, no, I haven't tried this yet, honestly, with scrapbook or a thicker paper. I've just been using just regular printer paper. Okay, so you don't need a lot of tools either. I have glue, ink, corner rounder. This is a 1.5-inch circle punch, and I have like a bone folder. So this is very simple. So I'm starting with 8.5 by 11. I'm not measuring. You could probably use a different size paper and again, just eyeball it, but you'll get the idea. If you wanted to make a bunch of these and you wanted them to be exactly the same, by all means, go ahead and measure. But basically, I have some prototypes made. They're not all exactly the same. See, this one's a little taller. This guy's a little bit taller, but that's okay. I think the idea is you just want to make sure that whatever you're making them for, that they're going to fit in the journal that you have, or your regular size journal. I have a standard size journal that I usually make. Once in a while I do something different, but I typically know what I'm going to be making. So you can do this with two-sided. You can do it with one-sided as well, and I'll show you how to do that. But basically, you just start with about a 1/2-inch fold like this. And then you bring the other side over. Don't overlap the edge. Just come just up to the edge of it. You're happy with that. And then you're going to basically make a fold, flip up for the size of your pocket. So you could take one you've already made and then just kind of eyeball it like that. Okay, so now before we commit to gluing anything down, I am going to just mention that this might be helpful when you know you're going to make a notch, thumb notch here and here. It's just to mark that. And I'm going to show you why. Because when you open this back up, because it's easier to do your thumb notches that way, this X is on this side and this X is here. So to make sure you're notching in the right spot, I find that helpful to just make a mark. You don't have to. You can eyeball it if you're confident. Here we go. Easy as that. And then you can ink your sides. Of course, inking always makes things look a little more vintage, aged. Now here's a tip. If you're doing like a crease or an edge, you can take your blending tool and press it in gently and see how the sponge grabs both sides. And then if you just run it down, you are getting both sides at the same time. Like this. So I'm pressing in gently as I'm sliding. And that way I've got both sides done at the same time. Just a little time saver. Front, back, do that, do this. We'll do this crease as well. Of course, we like our corners a little more muddled up. So you see with the thumb notch in there, now you can see the other side of the paper. If you had single-sided paper, so in other words, if this was just plain white, you could just take some scrap pieces and glue them behind like that. It's a little, of course, measure it right, and you would only have to just glue at the top there just so that what's showing through the notch, and then do the same thing for down here. just on the opposite side, glue that down so that you have something showing there. If you want to just leave them white, by all means, but if you wanted something contrasting, there isn't a lot of contrast with these colors I use. Maybe this one has a little more contrast, but that's kind of the vibe of this kit anyway. It's just kind of all blue, flowy blue colors together. Okay, so you've made your notches. I'm going to corner round. Maybe I should have done that before I inked, but this guy's not doing so well. I think I might, I guess they get dull over time, is that right? Or I'm just trying to ask it to do too many pages at once. It's okay. I am jealous of the people that can just corner around by eye with their scissors. I think that's impressive, because this gal can't cut a straight line. I can't also cut a decent curved line. That's why I like my tools. No shame in that. Okay, now that is done, I would next, if you're happy with the placement of it, you've done your inking, I would just do a very thin line of glue here. We'll just burnish that down a little bit. And then 2 very thin lines on the sides here. Just make sure I'm in frame. There and there. That's it for this pocket. You're done. So you could make a whole bunch of these. You could mass make a whole bunch of these, and you could stop here and just have them on hand and then embellish them at a later date. Or you could embellish them as you go, depending on your mood. I just know that sometimes embellishing and figuring out when we're adding these little bits and bobs like this, when I know sometimes that we get hung up on it, like where to place things and what to use. And so this is another great thing about this bulk making project, is you can kind of come up with a formula. So by that I mean, I basically have 3 items on the bottom. I have added some ribbon behind there, some little bit of fabric, but basically 3 items there and 1 at the top. So different sides, of course. I've altered the sides, but 1, 2, 3, and then something at the top. This one only has 2, but I wanted to showcase this and something at the top. So it's kind of a little template to go by. And that also helps you not overthink all of the, you know, where to place everything. Garbage out. So in this case, I've selected some neutral items. Of course, the blue and this kind of gray color, and then my little dolly. But then I have a pink piece to go with this pink butterfly. So that was my choice for this one, but following the same formula, I just kind of tried to coordinate my colors a little bit. So what a great little project. So again, thank you to Shabby Dabby Doodah. That's where I got the inspiration from. And what I should do is balance this a little better. Yeah. And that's such a beautiful thing about this community, is people sharing their knowledge. That's how I learned everything, was on YouTube. And then we pay it forward by sharing it as well. And of course, we try to remember to give credit to the person that we are inspired by. Of course, Shabby Dabby Doodah, she mentioned who she got the idea from, but of course I'm not going to remember who that is right now. There we go. That's it. So you now have 1 big pocket, tall pocket at the back, and then you have 2 pockets in the front, 1 there and 1 behind. What a simple, fun little project. Now, how can we use these? A few different ways. So I have a journal here. You could use this as a journal topper. You could use this as your inside pocket for your journal. So you could glue it just as is and just use the pockets that are existing, but you could also glue 3 sides and have a sliding side pocket. You can just clip it to the side of a page. Do I have any clips here? Like you could just clip it in like that. You can, like I said, you can make it an additional pocket by gluing 3 sides, or you could glue side, side, bottom, and have another top loading pocket behind. And then of course you can put it in an existing pocket. Now this journal's a little small, but can I fit this in here? Yes. So you could just add it to an existing pocket like that. So we call it a floating pocket just because it's not glued down or attached, but you could attach it. But as is, it's just a floating pocket. This is another idea for something like a project like this. You could use these in place of a greeting card. So we love our Hallmark cards, but they are expensive. So you could make something like this. And let's say you had a gift card to give. It could slide in here or in the back, of course. You put your gift card in there. Now, a lot of gift cards come on these bigger cards now, but a regular size gift card you could fit in here. You could also do a little journaling card and write your sentiment, like your happy birthday or just because or thinking of you, get better soon. You could put that on the card, and then you could just give this as a little package. You could also use this as a gift topper. So you could, instead of a bow, you could put this on top of a gift. Let's say you were gifting a book and you wrapped the book. You could put this on top, and then you could make them a nice bookmark. Your friend that you're gifting, you could put a bookmark in the back that they could use, and then you could write a little journal card sentiment to put there. And of course they could then, you could also glue this inside the book cover so that they had a place for their bookmark, and then write your sentiment on the card. So a few different ideas of what to do with these cards. So, oh, I'm so sorry. I will, below in the description box, I will put a link to this Steely Blue kit, and a link also to Shabby Dabby Doodah's page. You should check her out. She has tons of bulk making ideas. But yeah, that's today's project. I told you it was going to be easy, very simple. You don't need to measure, and you don't need a lot of tools. And yeah, good luck. A very good one for mask making, or for those days when you want to be in the craft room, but you're in between projects, or you're not feeling super creative that day. This is kind of a very easygoing project that keeps your hands busy, and it might actually spark some creativity for you. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.